Hello students, in our previous video we discussed about an electroscope and also the precautions which we can take against lightning to protect ourselves from lightning. And now in this video we will be discussing about another natural and destructive phenomena, that is earthquake. So what are earthquakes? An earthquake is defined as a sudden shaking or trembling of earth for a very short period of time. It is caused by disturbance deep inside the earth's crust. So when earth's crust start trembling or sudden shaking is there, that time shaking or trembling is referred to as an earthquake. Earthquakes occur all the time, but we do not feel most of them as they are minute. Major earthquakes are much less frequent. So generally this shaking or trembling of earth's crust, it is taking place all the time, but it is so minute that we cannot observe them. And in between sometimes major earthquakes also occur. They can cause immense damage to buildings, bridges, dams, people. There can be a great loss of life and property. So these major earthquakes, they cause heavy damage to property as well as to life. Floods, tsunamis, landslides are caused by earthquakes. A very big tsunami occurred in Indian Ocean on 26 December 2004. So because of this shaking of earth's crust, trembling of earth's crust, floods, tsunamis, landslides, they also occur. And example of this very big tsunami which occurred in Indian Ocean on 26 December 2004. So inside the ocean when shaking of earth plates was there, that time the tsunami came. Due to this, all coastal areas around Indian Ocean had suffered a lot, and because of this great tsunami, all coastal areas, they suffered a lot, heavy damage of property and lives. So here we can see the structure of earth. So earth has three layers. Outermost layer is known as crust. Then middle layer is known as mantle. And innermost layer is known as core. So here shaking or trembling occurs in the outermost layer of the earth. That is, it occurs in the crust. And this crust is made up of plates. So when plates move, they cause shaking or trembling. And mantle and cores, they are made up of heavy metals and very hot inside. So some more description about earthquakes. In ancient times, people were unaware of the true cause of earthquakes. They were not knowing what causes earthquakes. So their ideas were expressed in mythical stories. They used to think that it is a wrath of the god. But now we are fully aware of the cause of earthquakes. Tremors are caused by the disturbance deep inside the uppermost layer of the earth called the crust. So this shaking or trembling is due to the disturbances which is caused in the outermost layer of the earth, that is that crust. The outermost layer of earth is not in one piece. Instead, it is divided into many fragments called plates. So this crust is made up of many plates. These plates are in continual motion. So these plates are moving continuously. When they brush past one another, or a plate goes under another due to collision, so this results in earthquakes. So these plates are continually moving, and when they brush past against one another or may go one above the other under another due to collision, this leads to shaking or trembling of the earth's crust or earthquake. So here in the picture you can easily see the cause of earthquake in the plates. So movement of earth plates. Here in first diagram it is showing the two earth plates are colliding, and in the second diagram they are brushing past, means moving side by side, brushing past, touching and moving side by side. So this is the movement of plates when they are colliding or when they are brushing past. They cause sudden tremors in the earth's crust, which we feel as earthquake. In the next figure, some areas of world are shown here which have strong seismic zones. And plates are also shown here. You can see Indian plate, Tibetan plate, Eurasian plate. So here you can easily see that earth is not continuous. It is divided into many plates. And movement of these plates cause earthquakes. Some more information about earthquakes. Although we know for sure what causes an earthquake, it is not yet possible to predict when and where the next earthquake might occur. So we can't predict where can be next earthquake. Tremors can also be caused by volcano eruption, when a meteor hits the earth, or an underground nuclear explosion is carried out. So volcanic eruption or hitting of meteor or nuclear explosion, they may cause disturbance in the earth's plate. So we can feel tremors. But most of the earthquakes are caused by tectonic plate movements. So most earthquakes are due to plate movements, tectonic plate movements. The boundaries of the plates are weak zones, where earthquakes are more likely to occur. Weak zones are also known as seismic or fault zone. So plates boundaries, they are weak, and here more shaking or tremors can be observed. So these zones where more tremors are there, shakings are there, vibrations are there, are known as seismic or fault zones. These are the zones where earthquakes are more likely to occur. In India, the most threatened areas are Kashmir, Western and Central Himalayas, the whole of Northeast, Run of Kutch, Rajasthan and the Indo-Gangetic Plain. So these are some areas in India where earthquakes are most likely to occur. Some areas of South India also fall in danger zone. So you might have understood that due to the movement of plates, tremors or shaking occur in the earth's crust, and that's why earthquakes occur. And some earthquakes may be due to volcanic eruption or nuclear explosion or meteor hitting the ground. In this diagram, seismic zones are shown to you. Different zones are labeled here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And zone 5th, that is here, very severe earthquakes occur. So these are the seismic zones of India. Yes. Now how can we measure earthquakes intensity, earthquakes vibrations? So for this we use an instrument which is known as seismograph. Earthquakes produce waves on the surface of the earth called seismic waves. Seismic waves are recorded by an instrument called seismograph. So whenever there is earthquake, it originates at one point which is known as epicenter, and the waves spread outward side. So these are known as seismic waves, and these waves are recorded by an instrument called seismograph. So what is seismograph? It is simply a vibrating rod or a pendulum. It starts vibrating as soon as the tremor starts. The vibrating system has a pen which records the waves on a paper attached to the rotating drum under it. By studying this, we can estimate its power to cause destruction. By studying this, scientists can make a map of the earthquakes. So this seismograph, it is having one rotating drum on which chart paper is fixed, and one pendulum or vibrating rod which is hanging over to the drum on which chart is there. Whenever there is any tremor or shaking in the earth's crust, that pan or vibrating rod, it forms graph over that chart, and by seeing that chart, intensity of the earthquake can be measured, can be found, how intense, how much powerful earthquake is. So scientists, they record the maps using this seismograph. Now this is Richter scale. How powerful is an earthquake? It can be expressed in terms of magnitude on a scale. The power of an earthquake is expressed in terms of magnitude, that is number, value on a scale called the Richter scale. Very destructive earthquakes have magnitudes more than 7.5 on the Richter scale. So how much intense is the earthquake is? That power is measured with the help of a scale. And with the help of this scale, magnitude can also be given to the earthquake. So earthquakes having magnitude more than 7.5 on the Richter scale are destructive, most destructive earthquakes. Like many other scales in science, decibel is another example. Richter scale is all times the destructive energy of an earthquake of magnitude 4. An increase of 2 in the magnitude means 1000 times more destructive energy. Therefore, an earthquake of magnitude 6 has 1000 times more destructive energy than an earthquake of magnitude 4. So here this Richter scale, it is a circular scale, and here magnitude magnifies many times. Suppose if there is an increase of 2, that time that earthquake becomes 1000 times more destructive. Therefore, an earthquake of magnitude 6 has 1,000 times more destructive energy than an earthquake of magnitude 4. Now this is a map of earthquake. You can easily see. Central point is known as epicenter, and from the epicenter, different waves are originating in the outward direction. Epicenter is having the highest magnitude of earthquake, and as it moves outwards, that intensity goes on decreasing. Here you can see seismograph and Richter scale. In the first figure, seismograph is shown, which is having a rotating drum on which pendulum is hanging. And through this pendulum, pan is attached, and whenever there is shaking in the earth's crust, this pan depicts the graph on this rotating drum on which chart paper is attached. And seeing this graph, scientists can prepare the map of the earthquake. And in the second figure, a scale is shown. This is Richter scale, means magnitude of earthquake can be measured by this Richter scale. It is a circular scale. So, if your earthquake intensity is between 0 to 4, it is mild, not much destructive. And when its intensity ranges from 4 to 6, then it becomes slightly destructive, and 6 to 7 somewhat more destructive, and after 7 it is very highly destructive. So in this way, Richter scale gives the magnitude of earthquake and seismograph gives the graph of the earthquake. Here are some pictures of earthquake, Bhuj and Kashmir. A major earthquake occurred in Bhuj, Gujarat on 26 January 2001. So first picture is of Gujarat 2001. Entire city, all villages around surrounding Bhuj, they got destroyed in this heavy earthquake having magnitude above 7.5. A major earthquake occurred on 28 October 2005 in two towns of North Kashmir, namely Uri and Tangudhar. So here also you can see everything is destroyed in this earthquake. Again, on the Richter scale, their magnitude were 7.5 and above. So these earthquakes are very destructive, and they destroy the entire city and cause heavy damage to life and property. Okay students, so up to here we have studied what are earthquakes and what are the causes of earthquakes and how we can plot the map of earthquake using seismograph, and magnitude of earthquake can be measured on Richter scale. Okay, so in the next video we will be studying about protection or precautions which we can take from earthquakes. During earthquakes, what precautions we should take, and before earthquake also, how we should be alert or prepared if we are residing in seismic zones. So this all we will study in next video. And if you have liked the video, then comment, like, subscribe, share, and take care of yourself. We will see you in the next video. Bye bye. See you. Thank you.